Hey, welcome back to Girlfriend Let Me Tell You the podcast because I've got something to say. On my podcast, I share personal stories and experiences that relate to most single Black mothers. I want to help every listener see the world through the eyes of someone else or just simply help other single Black mothers realize that you are not alone. I talk about parenting, careers, relationships with family, dating, finances, and so much more. Because if you know, like I know, single Black mothers have done it all. I'm your host, Tasha. Today's episode is sponsored by A Cup of Stars Tarot, where all of your tarot card reading needs are fulfilled. Daily tarot card pulls are on TikTok and Facebook. You can also get your own personalized tarot card reading delivered to your email address. All details are located in the show notes below. Tarot card readings are meant for entertainment purposes and should not be used in lieu of speaking to any health care professional, such as a physician or therapist, etc. So you can find A Cup of Stars Tarot by the name of Cup of Stars Tarot on Facebook and TikTok. Enjoy the episode. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like the quartets used to do at the church choir anniversaries. Speaking of church choirs, so welcome to another episode. My name is Tasha, in case y'all didn't know. And today's episode is going to be a movie review. And the reason why I'm doing a movie review is because I don't know where these people get their ideas from. And I'm not saying that I could be a movie critic, but I can be a movie critic when you hold me up against these people on my social media pages that be trying to critique movies. So I'm going to tell y'all which one I'm talking about today. I am talking about the movie Deliverance that was produced by Lee Daniels, and it just came out recently on Netflix. Now, I don't usually watch movies that have anything to do with exorcism or anything that has to do with spirits or like people being possessed. I don't usually watch movies like that. If I do, I watch it with someone else. However, people were talking about this movie, talking about this movie, talking about this movie. And I'm gonna have to read my notes because there's some things I definitely want to say while I'm recording this episode. So I didn't know anything about the movie because me, I don't see a lot of previews because I'm the type of person I watch the same movies over and over and over again until I hear a lot about it. Then I go see it. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, I heard the review. I'm not worried about it. But with this one, I was seeing people come on my timeline and they were saying, I can't watch this movie. It's too much. I can't bring that mess in my house. I can't watch that movie and have spirits all over me. Like I can feel the devil in that movie. I feel like something is in that movie. I had to turn the movie off and pray, had to cleanse my house. All these things that I was seeing on social media. And I'm like, what? That is wild. However, the name of the movie is Deliverance. So at some point, you know that God is going to have to show up and show out. And most of the people who were on my timeline were church going people. They were saying the Lord didn't want me to watch this. The Lord removed me. I'm not going to have this in my house. I'm going to pray to the Lord. And I'm thinking if the movie has a name like Deliverance and you know God is going to have to show up, especially if you believe in God, then you know He's going to have to be the one who delivers this person. Then why would you leave before you get to witness God do what He said He can do? That doesn't make sense to me. If you know that it's about deliverance, don't you have to see the backstory as to what the person is being delivered from? Don't you want to know the story behind the possession? Don't you want to know the story behind what has a hold on them? And the reason I'm asking that is because a lot of people come to church and the pastors and the preachers and the churchgoers and the Christians are always saying, oh, we delivered somebody or we prayed somebody out of drug addiction. We prayed somebody out of an abusive relationship. But let me tell you something, when the devil takes over somebody, it's not always going to be pretty. It's not going to always be cut, straight from the cloth. And you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, we done seen this before. A lot of people don't want to see your story. They don't really want to know what you're going through. They want to hear the easiest part of it and they want to execute there. So, of course, if you want to say the devil made them do it, Of course, if the devil makes someone stay in a relationship where they are being abused, then yes, the church would be like, oh, well, come to church. We'll pray you out of it. We'll talk to you. We'll put hands on you. We'll put oil on your forehead. We'll pray and knock you out in church, whatever it is that they do. But it's not always going to be pretty. Everybody who comes to you is not going to need to be delivered from drugs. They're not going to be delivered from cheating on their spouse. They're not going to need to be delivered from being homeless, from being unemployed. They're not going to need to be delivered from cursing all the time or eating certain meats. It's not always going to be that pretty. And I know that there's a lot of movies who have gotten rave reviews from churchgoers, especially the movies on like Lifetime, or the movies where somebody's like, oh, I lost my way with God and I stopped praying and my life fell apart. And basically, their life falling apart is their family stopped talking to them, or they lost their kids in a custody battle, or of course they went to drugs and they were brought back, or they were on the streets, or like I said, the everyday cliche things that people go through. And whenever churchgoers see that, they're like, oh, I want to see God bring them through. But how many movies can you make like that where it's a smooth, no chaos, no drama, nothing that shocks you, nothing that makes you jump out of your seat? How many movies can you watch like that and be like, yes, God be moving? Yeah, he moves in a lot of situations, but guess what? Like I said, every time the devil attacks someone, it is not going to be pretty. So for the people who were saying, um, yeah, I can't watch this movie because I don't want the spirits in my house, but the name of the movie is Deliverance. So you mean to tell me that you cut the movie off before the deliverance happened? That doesn't make sense to me. If you're a churchgoer, you should want to, I would imagine, you would want to witness all the miracles that God does. You would want to see him actually deliver someone out. And that's the thing. A lot of you who did not watch the movie through, a lot of you who did not give the movie a chance, I challenge you to go back and watch it and see what happens at the end. Hey, I just want to take a moment to pause for the cause and remind you all that the details for this episode are down below in the show notes. And also, my sponsor for this episode, which is A Cup of Stars Tarot, those details are below as well in case you want to get your own personalized tarot card reading. Or you can go ahead and join me on my social media pages and you can do the collective tarot card readings that we have weekly. All right, don't forget, look down below. Enjoy the rest of their episode. Y'all saw people going through their trials. You saw people going through their metaphorical hell. You saw them doing that. So you mean to tell me that if someone came to you with a problem bigger than the cliche things, if somebody came to you with a real problem and said, hey, I think the devil is in my mind, I think he's taking over my body, I need help, you mean to tell me you would say, no, no, don't bring that over here, don't put those thoughts in my head? You would do that? I'm really asking. That's not a hypothetical or that's not a rhetorical question. I'm really asking a serious question, because even in the movie, the woman went to her preacher and she said, I need your help. And the preacher said, we don't do that here. You're going to have to go to another church. Now, she didn't say, no, I don't want to hear about it. She didn't say, don't bring that mess into my church. She just said, look, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trained in that. But you're going to have to go to another church. There's somebody else who can help you, who can reach out and get you what you need, who can say what needs to be said, who can touch what needs to be touched, who can go where they need to go. But I can't do that here. And so for those of you who are saying, come to my church, come on, we can bless you, we can heal you, we can lead you to God, we can save you, we can do all these things. You mean to tell me that you pick and choose who you do, which is perfectly fine. But to turn away from a movie that is about God working his work and doing what he do, you mean to tell me that you couldn't watch a movie until God showed up? You got to the part where the devil showed up and you said, okay, devil, you got me, you win. Okay, devil, you got this one. I'm not even gonna watch. I'm not even gonna sit through to see God work his miracles. That's what y'all were saying. The ending of the movie is so phenomenal. And the fact that this movie was based on events from a true story, because when I was reading the reviews, of like reading the reviews and reading how it was made and reading what people were saying about the making of the movie, they were saying that a lot of times they had to stop and pray. They had to hold hands and pray because the movie was that deep. And I see why. I see why, but not at any time that I say I can't watch this, because it was getting more intense. It was building onto the story so that you can actually see what they need to be delivered from. So if you ever come across somebody, if you're one of those people who can't do um the full story or the full background of something, then you shouldn't be in the business of telling people I can help you. Because it's one thing to pray for somebody and say, Lord, give them the strength they need. Amen. It's one thing to do that, and it's another thing to be like, oh, I see you. I see what you're going through. I see what you're dealing with. Come on. Even if I can't make something shake, we're gonna find somebody who can. But y'all turned the movie off too soon. Y'all turned it off too soon. Um, I was gonna say something else. Oh, so here's something else. To all the churchgoers and Christians who don't mind laying hands on people, all the other stuff and saying I'll pray for you and I'm gonna send a prayer up and all those things. When the devil comes to really destroy your family, are you going to walk away, shake your head, and throw your hands up in defeat? Or are you going to stick it out until God shows up and lets you know why you call on his name? Because people be calling on God's name a lot. They be calling on his name a lot. And surprisingly, for those of you who didn't watch the end of the movie, that woman, that mother called on the name of Jesus. She did. And I'm not going to tell you everything else, but I'm going to tell you something. I challenge all the churchgoers. I challenge all the Christians. I even challenge the non-believers to go and watch this movie. Watch it from beginning to end. If you watch it just a little way, start it over because you may have missed something. Start the movie over and go back and watch it. But for those people who are giving reviews for a movie that they didn't finish, stop doing that. Stop doing that, because there's too many people out here who are making good movies and y'all don't know a good movie from your thumb, and you out here telling people what they shouldn't watch and what you can't watch and what you can't do. But if you read the description of the movie, then why would you go in there saying, oh, I can't do this? You should have said that during the description when you were reading the description. But all in all, the name of the movie is Deliverance. The people had to be delivered. And who did you think was going to do it? Who did you think was going to deliver them? I'm just asking. Who did you think was going to deliver them from whatever was going on in that movie? From the hell that they were going through, who did you think was going to deliver them? God. And if you believe in God and you trust in God and you pray to God and he is the king of all, if you believe all of that stuff, then why would you watch the part where the devil is working, but not watch the part where God comes through and does what he says he gonna do? Y'all watch the whole movie where God shows out and y'all giving reviews on what the devil did. Now, if that ain't crazy, that's crazy. Y'all watched the devil do what he was gonna do and said, you know what, that's it. Instead of saying, no, I know God gonna come through. Just like any other movie, when you watching, there's a bad guy and there's a good guy. When the bad guy is going through the movie, killing people, stealing from people, robbing people, wrecking cars, doing all this action stuff, don't y'all say, but hold up. I know somebody gonna stop him. Who? Who's gonna stop him? We gotta see. We gotta see who's gonna stop him. We gotta see that this person does not make it to the end and they are not the victor. That's what y'all should have did whenever y'all watched the movie Deliverance. So I challenge y'all to go back and watch the movie and then give a real review of the whole movie. If you can't watch a whole movie, you shouldn't be giving a partial review. Fair enough? I think that's fair enough. So, like I said, even the non believers, go and watch the movie. Believers, go and watch the movie. No matter what you believe in, go watch it. Go watch the movie because it's that good to me. To me. So, I'm asking y'all to go watch the movie. And again, that is Deliverance. I'm not sure if it's The Deliverance, but it's Deliverance by Lee Daniels, and it is currently playing on Netflix. Okay, so if you have a Netflix subscription or if you know someone who has one that you can borrow it from, go watch that movie. Okay, very good movie. That's all I want to say about the review because y'all be saying some crazy stuff on social media. Go ahead and watch the movie. Y'all have a great day. Wait, before you go, did you enjoy this episode? Well, listen to some of my other episodes. I'm pretty sure you'll like those too. And while you're at it, take a moment to join my emailing list at girlfriendletmetellyou.com. You do not want to miss what I have coming up for you. Thank you again, as always, for your continued support and share this with somebody. Tell them about me. I'd appreciate that too.